Welcome. Let's get into some life advice with Ciera. Let's start with like a calm one. So the first one I'm going to start with is how to be happy again while being in stages of grief. Okay. It's crazy because you guys don't know this because you can't see the replies to the stuff, but obviously I can see the replies. And it's crazy because so many of you are going through the same things at the same time. And that's why I think it's really important to make this style of video, because I think that we can feel like we're super alone, like we're the only people going through these things. But there's so many people going through the same things as you that I think it's just important to like reassure you that you're like not alone. Now back to this question, how to be happy again while being in the stages of grief. The first thing I would say is that there are various stages of grief. I'm not going to name them all because like I don't know them. As I know it's like anger. Of course my Philly ass would know anger first, but like anger, resentment, all that stuff. The first thing is that you may not be happy while you're grieving. It may be something that you have to do. You might have to grieve first to like fully feel happy again. I would say, I don't know if I talked about this on here before, but I feel like I did. The first real grief that I experienced was both my grandparents, who I was very close to, were like parental figures to me. They passed within like a couple months apart from each other. So my grandfather passed first. He had dementia. Dementia in itself is like sad AF and depressing because you're literally watching somebody just not remember, going through a lot. People with dementia also will be really upset, cry a lot. You're watching somebody that was so strong in your life deteriorate. And I never, knock on wood, haven't dealt with like a sudden death, you know, where I'm like, but it is very painful to watch somebody slowly deteriorate in front of your eyes. So you're grieving them while they're still here, and it can be really weird in that way. And then my grandmother passed. She had stage 4 lung cancer for like 5 to 7 years. She was kicking for a wild girlfriend, period. She was very tough. So in grieving, it was like waves. Like I think that when I look back at that time, I like can't remember a large chunk of that. Like I literally have to remember like probably like those 2 years by just looking at like whatever memories I have, like pictures I took, because I don't remember. I guess I like trauma blocked it out. It doesn't exist in my head. But I'm saying all this to say, in those moments, in those videos, I probably looked happy. Like I was smiling and laughing and I guess having fun. But like, I don't think I genuinely felt happy probably until, I think they both passed at this point like 5 years ago. I don't think that I genuinely felt like happiness until year 2 or 3 and dealing with that grief. And I think that sometimes we look at grief like it's going to be this instant thing. It's really not. It's really a process. So there's so many layers and things that you go through while grieving. I wouldn't even say to focus on happiness, but to find things that maybe make you happy. If that makes any sense. Like I used to love going on a long walk. Like I would go on like a 2 to 3 hour walk. I really enjoyed that. I really like cooking. That was something that me and my grandmother, she's kind of the one, besides my mom, who taught me how to cook and like really just gave me the tea on how to cook. So when I cooked, it made me feel good. It made me feel like, okay, like I feel close to you again. It's something that we both enjoy. It's something that I want to keep doing. And I still cook. You know what I mean? I cook like every day. It's something that brings me joy. So I would say to find hobbies or things that maybe help you feel closer to the person or that you genuinely enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Happiness can be like subjective. I don't know. Because you could go out drinking with your friends every single night and you could be so happy. Does that have long-term effects? And is that good for you? Like, no, but you feel happy in the moment. I would say to find hobbies or things almost to like distract yourself. That's what it's going to be, unfortunately. Just finding little key moments, little pockets of joy here and there. It may take you a while to feel fully happy, which sucks, but hey, it's a part of this life thing. This life thing's crazy, man. This life thing's really, really crazy. It's a really sick, crazy world out here. So that is my advice. Also, I'm sorry for your loss. I should have prefaced that. I also said that when I responded to you, but I just want to say it again. do I go to grad school or run a marathon, aka I'm lost after graduation and in my career? I got probably about 4 to 5 of these types of questions about feeling lost in your career, especially after graduation. Here's what I would say. If you have a degree, if you went to school for something that is like requires you to like keep going to school, like speech pathology. Like I know so many people that went to school for speech pathology, but it's kind of hard to get a degree unless you have a master's in that field, or like chemistry or kinesiology. Like you need to keep going, like you keep advancing in school. Or people like criminal justice, like you have to keep advancing because like in theory you would go to be a lawyer. Then like yeah, that's a part of your plan. Go to grad school because that's like what you kind of like signed up for. As far as feeling lost in your career, I am so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You will probably feel lost in your career until you're like 40. I don't know, like it sounds crazy, but like I know 40-year-olds currently who don't know like literally what they're doing. So I think that that lost feeling is just like being a part of the journey. This journey of this life thing. I'm telling y'all, this life thing's crazy, man. So you could go to grad school if that's something that you want to do. If you're going to grad school to buy yourself more time, I mean, I feel that. I would try to go to grad school for free 99 so you don't have to pay while you figure out what you want to do. Or if you just want to like jump into like the workforce. I know some people who graduated, jumped into the workforce for like 2-3 years, was like, yeah, this is not for me, went back to grad school and changed their whole career. I mean, like you have time, you're not restricted to just like one thing, one way. But I will say that that lost feeling is just a part of the journey. Like that is literally the journey. Like that feeling of feeling lost is the journey. Like everybody's talking about this journey. You're probably like, girl, what fucking journey are you talking about? But that is like the journey that we go through on life. Like I feel lost right now. I feel lost in my career literally right now. Like right now, as I'm sitting here doing this, I feel lost. So it doesn't like go away. You just chalk it up. You just keep going. Which it just is not like the most helpful advice, and it's not really deep or anything like that, but literally the only thing to do is to go through it. Full speed ahead, foot on the pedal, going 100. Like you just have to go through it. You have to go through that lost feeling. Things may feel like failures, and then you'll look back in 5-10 years and be like, that wasn't failure, that was just further alignment. So you may feel lost now because you're looking at it from like one lens. You don't have the full picture, the full scope. And 5 to 10 years, you may look up and be like, oh, that makes so much sense. It was all a part of like the scope in the plan. Do you know what I mean? So if you're feeling lost, I would say it's helpful to really sit down with yourself in silence, no music, maybe a candle, maybe a glass of wine, maybe no glass of wine, maybe a glass of tea, hot tea, dimly lit room, and a journal with a pen, maybe a cute pen with like a feather on it, and just really sit down and think, meditate on it, where you want to be. How do you see your life? How do you see your dream life? If you were like 20 years from now, you're looking back, you're starting your day, how does that look? Like be specific and in detail. And maybe in doing that exercise, you'll realize more of what you want to be, and that'll help you find your answer. How do I find my sparkle again? I love this question. I love this question so much because that's what it feels like sometimes. It feels like you can just lose a spark or a sparkle. I feel like I felt like that for like probably the last few months of my life. It was just so much happening, not even bad. It just felt like, wow, like who am I? Like what's going on? And what I would say is that I really started boring back into myself. I feel like a lot of these answers are kind of similar, but just because I feel as though that's what it takes in certain situations. Like sometimes we're just letting too much of the outside world influence what we got going on. And sometimes you need to pull that power and energy back and focus on yourself. Literally. Like if you could identify, like, why am I feeling this way? Did I always feel this way? When did I start feeling this way? Like sometimes you have to do a self inventory and be like, okay, self, I'm not feeling like the baddest bee out right now. Why? you know, and really identify within yourself what's going on. And then you can make the proper changes to fix it. It may be a job. It may be like, okay, well, I don't feel this way because I have this job. I maybe want to start looking for a new job. It may be, I don't really like this relationship anymore. It's not for me. I maybe need a new relationship. It could be like, ooh, I feel stuck. I feel really stuck. I want to do some more things that maybe help me feel unstuck. Maybe I need a new hobby. Maybe I should read a new book. Maybe I should hang out with my friends. Maybe I should do a quick little weekend trip away. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be something so simple like changing your environment. Literally, it could be changing your environment, and then you'll be like, wow, life is worth the living. Sometimes you just need a different perspective, and you could go home, you could literally walk home a different way, drive home a different way than you usually do, and all of a sudden you just like, small steps equal big results. Don't ever forget that. That's a really good bar. I should like copyright that. Somebody already probably said that. Oh well. Finances. I can't save my life. My man is finna leave me. JK. Let's get into the finances. Saving. Okay. This is twofold about saving, because I will say something. It's easier to save when you are making more money. And people, like, sometimes people be like, saving is just a part of whatever. No, I truly feel like I've had no money. I've had money. You know what I mean? It's always been easier for me personally to save when I have money. Now, I will say there are some things that you can implement when it comes to saving. Go online to google.com and type in, or you can do Bing or Ask Jeeves. I don't really know how you give it up. But go to a search engine and type in, I think is monthly spending budget planner, monthly budget planner, weekly budget planner. My mom is a financial advisor, so you low-key ask right girl. And what she did for me when I first wanted to learn how to save is she printed out that monthly budget planner thing that I'm talking about online, and we went through it. And you put your sum of money on top, you list out all your expenses and bills, you see how much money you're left with. From that pot of what you're left with, you set aside a set amount every single week that you want to do. It could be $100 a week, or a paycheck, or $50 a paycheck. As long as you start putting yourself in a routine. Don't go for an astronomical number. Don't say that you want to save $500 a pay, period, okay? Make it something very easy to get yourself in the habit. You may even start with saving $20 a pay, period. Okay? Or 50, like, I think you should start with 100 if you can. If like the budget allows, I think $100 a pay period is great, because that's $200 a month if you get paid bi-weekly that you're saving. You get what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two, I think it also helps on how you pay your bills. Okay, let me break it down. Me personally, how I like to do it is I have a like serious grown-up, real serious adult account, and then I have a fun account. So what I do is every like time I get paid, whatever, I set aside the money that I need, like I know that needs to be in there for like my expenses. So that may be a car note, insurance, phone bill, light bill, rent, what else? If you on probation, you got to pay the people back. Like whatever expenses that you have in your life, I have that all in one account, and my stuff is set on auto pay. So as it goes through the month, them people come and get their money. You know, they don't even knock on the door. They just walk in my house and take their money from that account. Then I set aside a certain amount of money that's my fun account money. So it's not all in the same account. The fun account is for when I want to go out to dinner, when I want to get my nails done, when I want to get my hair done, when I want to buy clothes, all those types of fun. Woo! We're just girls. Woo! Girls just want to have funds. Account. I have that in like the fun account. It's both through like the same bank. Like I'm not a psychopath. I don't have two different banks. It's through the same bank. It's just two different accounts. And then I have a savings account. Okay? So boom, you get paid. The money's going to go directly into the Serious Adult account, right? From there, you did the monthly budget spreadsheet, so you already know what you need to transfer. Say, let me do a really easy number because I'm really terrible at math. Okay, say you get paid $1,000. Your expenses are $500. Boom, you leave the $500 right in that account. Right in that account. And don't leave the Serious Adult account. Say you're allotting for you to spend, you want to save $100 a month. So we have $500 left. You put $100 into savings. You left with $400. Now, you could put that right into the fund account and just be like, okay, I'm going to spend this, and that's just the money for it. Or you could even be like, you know what? This week, I really am not planning to do that much. I'm only going to go to happy hour with my friends one day a week, and I only want to buy this one thing. So actually, I'm going to double up my savings thing. So I'm going to put $200 into my savings, and then I'm going to spend $300. That's how you do it. That's how you break it down. It should make your life easy peasy lemon squeezy to save that money. Let me know. Try it for like 2 months, 2-3 months, and then let me know how that works, because that really worked for me. It may not work for you, but that's just my recommendation. Next question. Dealing with a man who doesn't want to let you go but won't commit. Dealing with a man who doesn't want to let you go but won't commit. If you want a commitment, you have to let that man go. Mangoes are such a good fruit, and I think they are so crucial in moments like this. You have to and you must let the man go. Let him go. Because even the word in it is, right? He doesn't want to commit, but he doesn't want to let you go. That's just called being a man. Hello? That's just called being a man. A man will have you around for 32 million eons of years and not really want to be with you. And I'm going to tell you something that's so real right now, and I'm not going to really sugarcoat it. If the man really wanted to be with you, the man would be with you. If the man really wanted to be with you, he would be with you. They're actually really not. I feel like we give men too much credit. They're not that smart. It's like having a sim. You know, like the game Sims? Yeah, they know how to do stuff when you command them. Like, go to the bathroom, take a shower, go to work, clean up. You know, it's like that. They have a pretty basic function. They're pretty basic beings. Not in a bad way. They're just like, it's really kind of cut and dry, straightforward with them. So if the man, sorry, I'm exposing myself to you. If the man doesn't want to commit, but won't let you go, you know what you say? I don't want to do this with you. I am leaving. Do not find me and do not contact. I am starting a new life. And you leave. For real. Like, you don't be found. You don't try to get him to watch your Instagram story. You don't. Men are hunters. I know it doesn't look like it now because they be smoking hookah and doing fit checks and all types of other stuff, but they are hunters. It's primal. Some of the things that, when it comes to dating, I feel like we try to look at it from like a 21st world view. Some things you can't even argue. Some things is just literally primal, is innate in you. I have opposable thumbs. You have opposable thumbs. If you don't have no thumbs, if you thumbless, I'm so sorry to the thumbless community. I see you. But in like the terms of animals, the only reason why humans are really superior in a lot of situations is because we have thumbs. That's it. It's actually quite simple. It's not because we can talk, because monkeys, whales, dolphins, they're mammals and stuff. They can talk. They communicate with one another. It's not because of that. It's literally because of this. This is it. It's very primal. It's very primal. It's like so primal. It's like nothing to do with anything else. Like when a mom smells her baby, it releases endorphins. That has nothing to do with Instagram, how many likes you get, anything like that. It's primal. All of that to say, if a man really wanted to be with you, he would hunt you. It's primal. Okay? It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. So, if the man doesn't want to commit, deuces. Bye. Literally bye. Like, that's what you should say. You should text him and say, do you want to be with me? Yes or no? Like, you can send it like how we used to do back in grade school. Well, I don't know how old y'all are. But back in my day, you can send it like, do you want to be with me? And then have a box and say yes or no. And then he might be like, well, you know, we cool, but I'm just not where I want to, yeah. Okay, whatever. Copy and paste your message. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no? Check a box. I would do that probably like 2 or 3 times. By the third time, if he's not saying yes, I will literally die without you because you are the other piece of my puzzle that has been missing for all these years. Then you literally say, okay, cool, this emoji, block him on everything. I mean, everything. Block him on Instagram, Twitter, Kick, Grindr, what else is there? YouTube, what else did you block him on? Block him on everything. Block him in real life. Block his number. Block his mom. Block his sister. Block his brother. Block his friends. Block him. And don't just hit block him. Hit block him in all accounts he may create. Block. Block and don't look back. You want to know why? Because I also feel like sometimes girls get caught up on like, oh, well, he does this, this, and this. Like, example, like a man will keep watching their story and they'll be like, oh, well, he like is always the first person to view my story, blah, 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 blah. That means nothing in man world. It's primal. When girls say that, it'd be crazy because of course he's going to watch your story. He's going to be the first person to watch your story. You're not ugly. He just doesn't want to be with you. Like you're like, the issue is never that you're ugly. The issue is that he don't want to be with you. Sorry, I lost my composure. But it really just like obsessed me because I feel like, not even obsessed me, but I feel like we are so prone in society to make excuses for men when they're not like infants. A lot of that is like a learned behavior of incompetence, and I don't have time for it. So text him right now. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no? He gonna hit you with some fake deep post that he probably saw on an Instagram reel. Oh, right now it's just not you, it's me. I want to better myself. Copy and paste a message. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no? He might say something else. LOL, blah, 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 whatever. Copy and paste it again. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no? Depending on what he says after that. How to heal from a toxic relationship. Okay, I'm gonna drop something. I was in an abusive relationship for a year of my life, and the thing about it is I think that it took me a long time to heal. Longer than I even probably thought. Like, I think the first thing is obviously to cut off all communication. Make sure that they cannot find you even if they're looking for you. Block them on every single possible thing imaginable, okay? You need to become a ghost in the wind. Block their associates. Make sure they're completely removed from your lives. Delete pictures, shirts, all the above. Make sure you get rid of it. As to not like attempt to re-trigger yourself. Also, let yourself just be in your emotions and feel how you want to feel and do what you want to do. Don't just like try to rush a healing process. It may take a while. It could be the randomest stupid thing that could like re-trigger some deep memory that you had. You know what I mean? I remember one time when Xavier and I first started dating, he went to go drink a body armor. And I was like so pissed at like the fact that he went to go drink a body armor because the person in question used to always drink those body armors. And I was like, why the fuck are you drinking this body armor? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, just had such an attitude. And he's like, girl, what's wrong with you? And then I had to be like, you know what? This has nothing to do with him. You know? So it's just weird things that can just like re-happen in your head. So I would say removing all contact. I would also suggest therapy. I was in therapy. A lot of other things were happening in my life. So that was just kind of like tossed in there. But I would say that going to therapy or really talking to somebody about it can also really help. And just get you back on like the straight and narrow. And also, honestly, time is like a really good thing. I think sometimes people also will say, oh, well, you know, I really did the healing phase. I was like by myself, working on myself, blah, blah, blah. Once you get in a relationship, a lot of old things can resurface again too. So just be like ready and mindful for that too. Like, you may be on a healing journey currently, but if you were to get in a relationship, you may also have to work through certain things with your partner as well, eventually down the line. But for now, I would say to take literally all of the energy that you possess in your body and pour it back into yourself. If you want to do a pottery class, do that. If you want to work out, get right, do that. If you want to be a rapper, I maybe would not say to do that. But if that's what you want to do, hey, who am I to judge? I hope that helps. How do you consistently choose yourself even if you have a partner? I love this. So choosing yourself is actually like a way of life, I would say. So yes, I've been in we've been married for 6 months now, and we've been together for over 2 years, almost 3 in May. What was I gonna say? So choosing myself, like my decision, I can't get comfortable right now. I keep fidgeting, but my decision to choose myself, even when I had a partner, was because I had just said, let me start over. So my decision to choose myself, even though I had a partner, was because I was in a relationship that was no bueno. It was not so good. And from that relationship, I was like, yeah, I never want to be like this. I never want to feel like this. This is not it for me. No, never doing this ever again. And I made a conscious choice and vow to myself to never let that be me. Ever again. And like, I just don't want to be in that position ever again. But it also helps when you have a partner who is like-minded. Okay. Now we'll often say that, like, yes, we love each other and love being together, so much so that is my bestie for the restie. But we aren't codependent on each other. He is him, I am me. So when you establish that as like something in the relationship, it makes it so much easier to want to choose yourself first, because y'all are two individual people that happen to be in a relationship, if that makes sense. He's not here right now because he has a life outside of me. He has his own interests, his own things that he be doing, his own schedule, his own routine. You know what I mean? So he likes to do Muay Thai. He likes to do this. He likes to do that. I like to do rumble boxing. I like to do this. I like to do that. So are we in a relationship? Are we together? Yes. Are we also two different people that really both enjoy being individuals? Yes. And that was something that I feel like we established very early into our relationship. Now, I would say how you implement this and choose yourself first, even if you have a partner, is to not do things like boyfriend air, for example. Like when you're hanging out with your partner a lot and you're just like feel gross and groggy and dirty and just like you've been around, like it's a mess. You're in your blood bubble, you need to escape. Don't even let yourself get to that point. Don't even let yourself get to that point. Is how you consistently choose yourself first. Stay with a routine. Every day, I like to get up and get ready. Even if I'm not like wearing makeup or anything, I just like to put on an outfit, put on clothes, set up my agenda for the day. And then I'll see him later at night and we'll communicate in between the day. You know what I mean? But it's just really allowing yourself to have your own interests, your own timeline, your own schedule, your own goals, your own dreams that you're working towards as a person. And then you can also have those with your partner. Do you get what I'm saying? So I have personal goals and things that I want to achieve. He has personal goals and things that he wants to achieve. And then we have personal goals and things that we want to achieve. It's on getting like engaged or have a wedding when you're broke. Okay? I love this. I mean, I think that it can be very simple. I think that a lot of times, especially online, you'll look and you'll see people and they'll already be like really established and they're like having a wedding or an engagement and it's lavish, luxury, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. Love that. But I don't think that if you're just like starting off in your life, your career, or you're just not at that place yet, I don't think that it has to be like a big to-do production. For instance, if y'all is trying to POP hold it down before y'all really are up, you know? Because you're never really broke. The money just hasn't found you yet. That's the first thing. You got to change your mindset. You're never really broke. The money is just on the way. It just hasn't found you yet. Okay? The first thing I would suggest when it comes to like rings and such, go to a pawn shop. Go to a pawn shop. Go on Amazon.com and get you one of those like a band, rings. Go on Amazon, get one. If you want something a little quality, go to a pawn shop, see what will fit you. Go to, I know some people get rings from Walmart and say that they're not like the worst off quality. Go to an estate sale and start trying to source a ring. Ask around and see if anybody has a family heirloom or something that they would be willing to give up. There's workarounds. The pawn shop is, I feel like, a great option. I know some people that, like, well, if they want like a different wedding band or something, they'll go right there and get it from the pawn shop. Hello? Get a tattoo there if that's how y'all really feel it and that's how y'all give it up. When it comes to the wedding, you could get married right at the courthouse and then have a cookout, barbecue in the park right after. You could get married and then go out to dinner with each other and a few of your family and friends, and then save up. And if you really want to have a big wedding, then have a wedding further down the line. It's about building a life together. So it may not be ideal to how you want it now, but it doesn't mean that it's never ever going to be to that situation. I think that having the love, the respect, the honesty, him thinking that you're his world, your partner generally thinking that you're their world and they could not breathe without you, is way more important than the aesthetics or how it looks. Nobody is going to be able to like have an opinion, anything, because it's the way that you want to give it up. Some people are out here spending a insane amount of money on these things like weddings and everything like that, and they don't have like a house, or they're struggling with bills. Not everything is the way that you think that it is. So I would say go to the pawn shop, get y'all some rings, go down to City Hall, get married, have a cute dinner with some of your closest friends and family. You can even rent a space and then have it like a potluck where you trust the people in your family that can actually cook to show up with their own dish. Get you a cake from like Walmart or like Market. Get a very simple design on it. Design it yourself and call it a day. Get some flowers from Trader Joe's. They have the best quality flowers anyway. And call it a day. And come out spending about $500 to $1,000, if even that, and call it a day. It doesn't have to be lavish or elaborate. And if that's what you're going after, then make that a goal for like your 5 or 10 year wedding anniversary. Should I spin the block on my ex of 6 years? I can provide more deets of the happenings, and there was deets provided as well. Let me find the deets. It says, my partner and I were together for 6 years. He's a boy but queer, so we use partner. Moved from Brooklyn to Philly together and have created many memories. He was my first real relationship. I'm a late boomer, and before him, I was just playing around in the streets. He cheated on me with an older lady. I'm 32, she's 38. He at first said that this was his friend, to which I didn't think anything of. They met on Twitch. She was a supporter of his channel and was there for every single stream. So when he found out she was local to Philly, they made plans to go to some nerdy shit. I'm a baby nerd, but he's a full-grown elder. So anyways, they were meeting up a lot after the first meetup. I asked him if he liked her, and he was like, yes, but as a friend. And then I offered to allow him to have an open flirty thing with her. Bad choice in hindsight, but we established rules and boundaries that we not cross. Boundaries being like no raw sex, no falling in love, no lying about whereabouts, and yada yada. TBH, I was okay with him having a little side piece because it gave me some time to just be by myself for the first time in a long time. And a part of me was cocky that he wouldn't fall too deep with her because I'm a catch, and we've had 6 great years together with many memories. I have an established career. I'm pretty, all of these great things about me and us, and he couldn't possibly want to lose. And come to find out, this 38-year-old works at Five Below. Like, actually, now I'm a girl's girl, and I didn't judge at first, but once I found out about the cheating, I was angry and felt like you fucked around on me for a bitch with a summer job. But anyways, what broke us was when he canceled dates with me to hang out with her. And I would drop hints about things going on in Philly that I want to go to, and he go with her. And what broke me is I wanted to go to Wicked opening. This is significant because I hate going to the movies but love musicals. And he said we go, but instead went with her. I was so angry and just dumbfounded that he was behaving in that way I didn't recognize. So I broke it off with him. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why am I entertaining getting back together? But hear me out. So why get back with him? He's so regretful because I kicked him out of our apartment. He's had to hustle to get his life together and really grow up since our breakup. This new version of him is way more attractive to me. He's saying a lot of the right things. He sees the error of his ways. He's in therapy. Like, he's becoming the man I always wanted him to be. This is hard. Let me regloss while I think. This is hard because I feel like y'all both didn't want the relationship. I didn't mean to say that so bluntly, but like, yes, I did. I feel like y'all both at first didn't really want the relationship, because if you really wanted it, if he would have told you, I really like her, regardless of what her job is, regardless if it's as a friend, as a colleague, as a cohort, you would have been like, no, this is crazy. It would have been crazy once you realized that she was on every single stream. That was the first indicator. So I feel like y'all both really didn't want the relationship at that point in time for whatever reason, but y'all didn't want to leave one another for whatever reason. Be it because y'all live together, be it because XYZ, be it because this, because I don't know. But I feel like y'all both didn't really want the relationship. And I feel as though now that he has to deal with the consequences of his own actions, now it seems a little bit more appeasing and appealing. 6 years is also a long time for these types of shenanigans. You know what I mean? And I'm not really, years don't mean anything to me personally, because you can meet somebody in 6 months and have a better life with them than somebody you knew for 16 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, I don't think that you should spin the block. I'm going to be completely honest, because deep down inside, when you sit down and ask yourself if you really wanted a relationship, I feel like the answer would have been no. And that's fine. That's good enough. That's really good enough. I feel as though he found somebody that was going to give him a smidget of attention, and that was enough for him to do his due, which is fine, because you also allow him to do that. So it's really like, I really can't fault him that much. As much as I would love to fault a man in this situation, I must not fault him. So yeah, I think that he was only doing what was allowed within that boundary. But I don't think that y'all really wanted the relationship. I just don't. Because once you would have found out about it, you would have been like, no, we are doing this. That's crazy. But you was like, it gave me time to be by myself for the first time in a long time. And now it seems like he doing these things because you kicked him out. He has to hustle, or else he will be homeless. So now he's doing these things. You're like, oh, he's the man I wanted him to be this whole time. But I'm not really sure if you like the man that much. That's what I'm trying to debate about and think about. I'm not sure if you actually like him that much, or has it just been 6 years and y'all have been around each other enough? Like, it's more like a convenience thing. Like, oh, we around each other, we must be in love. When that's not always true. You could be around somebody for like a long time and not really want to be with them. So I low-key think that you shouldn't spin the block, and you should leave him alone. And let him be regretful and sad. And you live your life. I don't think that is worth it in hindsight, just because he went to therapy. Therapy is helpful, but unless you're going to apply what you learned in therapy into real action, it's easy to say stuff. I can say, I want $1 million. $1 million just didn't show up because I said it. It's really easy to say things. It's really hard to put action behind the things. It's really hard to say, I want $1 million. I'm going to work for it and get up every single day and bust your ass to get that $1 million. It's easy to say stuff. It's easy to say stuff. It's harder to put the action behind it. So unless you're seeing significant action behind it, I wouldn't even entertain it. I just wouldn't. I'm so sorry. But that's just the real tea. I cannot be fake. and I cannot tell a lie unless I do. Decentering parents when your relationship is becoming more serious, being a young adult, plus moving in with a man when not engaged yet. Okay. Decentering parents when your relationship is becoming more serious. That is actually very easy to do that. How you decenter your parents as your relationship becomes more serious is you just don't talk to them about it. And when they bring it up, how's so-and-so? Good? And you keep going. You keep living your life. Now, if you're doing some crazy out-of-pocket stuff and they looking at you like you're doing too much, okay? I cannot say that it's like you should probably listen to them a little bit. Just like a little bit. Like, listen. You don't always have to retain if you don't want, but listen, hear them out. Because you also said being a young adult and moving in with a man when not engaged. I never thought that I would be one of these people because I always thought these people were so weird and so crazy. I really did, honestly. And then I got married. And then I was like, oh, it was like a light bulb clicked in my head. I do not think that young women should live with men if there is no contingency plan on being engaged or married. Why, you may ask? Like you said, you're a young adult. There's so much more to life than a man. So much more. There are a million men's in the continental United States alone. Let alone in the whole entire world. Then it becomes billions of men's. Just because you may like the mans that you're with now does not mean that that's the mans that you should end up with for forever. Okay? And when you live alone, it does something for your brain that's so peaceful, right? Because even right now, I live in a house with a man. I'm looking at the table. There is a knife on the table. A Swiss Army knife is on my table right now. Because a man I live with a man. Okay? It's just certain things that are just bound to happen when you live with a man. Sometimes the man may look at you like, girl, what's for dinner? And you may be looking at him like, girl, I don't know. But he may be expecting you to make him the dinner. Okay? It's just a lot that comes with living with a man. And I really, if they can financially, I would love for the girly pops to live alone or live with a roommate before living with a man. I really would. I really, really would. You may like a clean house. He may be dirty. You start cleaning the house. He starts expecting that from you. I do not like that for you. I do not like that for a young woman in the world. I really don't like that. I really hate that for you, actually, because there's so much more important things that come to your own personal development than making sure that he has clean drawers. So I think that it's fine to tell your parents less, to focus more on just your relationship and it being more serious. As far as the moving out, I may have to sound a little parental. I don't think that you should move in with the man yet. And if there's no contingency plan on getting married. Because if marriage is about love and prosperity and togetherness, whatever, it's also a business deal and a business transaction. If you are just boyfriend and girlfriend and you are living with this man and y'all get into it and both y'all names is on the lease, guess what? By legal real life law, y'all are both entitled to that space. It just gets like really crazy. It just is crazy because now he may not want to move out. You may not want to move out. Y'all is in court as a boyfriend and former boyfriend and girlfriend trying to do this. When that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. That's something that you shouldn't have. It's just so many things. He could come into the house, steal all the furniture out of the house, and sell it on the street. You can't, it's no real legal. It's a business deal. And if you don't have that business deal and understanding, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't for you. I don't love it for you. I'll never judge you. I'll never stop supporting you, but I just don't love it for you, you know? How to navigate from girlfriend to wife. I love this question too, because at first it didn't feel like a big adjustment, but then it do get a little serious because it's just like, that's my boyfriend, that's my boyfriend, that's my boyfriend, my boyfriend, and then it goes husband. It gets serious. Husband, boyfriend, my boyfriend, my boyfriend, husband. Crazy. I think the best way to adjust from girlfriend to wife, I would say, is it's more like, look at wife. Just wife has such a negative connotation to me. So does husband. I would say it's really a partnership. So y'all need to think about if your household is the operation and y'all are two equal partners, how do y'all come together to make it a successful operation? If you both are co-CEOs, how do y'all come together for the company, which is your household, to work smoothly? And that may be assigning different duties. So for me, I cook. I love to cook though, so that was easy. He likes to clean. He does the cleaning. He hates the way I do laundry. He does the laundry. But I keep a running list of the supplies that we need in the house. So if we run out of detergent, bleach, anything, that's my responsibility to basically make sure that like we're aware that we need for the operation of the household. Do you get what I'm saying? So just things like that. I wouldn't necessarily look at it like I'm a wife. Oh my God. But just look at it like, okay, this is the household of us. We both equal partners. What do we need to do to make sure that the household runs smoothly? Okay? Hopefully that answers the question. Moving back home with my grandma to prep for buying a house. Any advice? Do whatever she says. Appreciate her, cherish her, love her. Make her dinner, buy her flowers. All the above. I love that so much for you. I think that's such a great privilege to go back home before you buy a house. It's a privilege to even buy a house today in this economy, in the way the world is set up. I would do whatever she says. I'm not even gonna lie. If grandmama tells you to rub her feet, I'm sorry, you gotta rub the feet. Because it's temporary, so don't even work yourself up when she be saying whatever she say. Because she's gonna say something because she's grandma age. Grandmas always say something. I can't personally wait to be old. I love that. That's so exciting for me because I'm gonna curse everybody out every day for anything. Oh, look at you. You don't even use a coaster. You're so trifling. Back in my day, I can't wait to hit somebody with a back in my day. Back in my day. So do whatever your grandmama says. Honestly, that's your only option. Somebody said, first time dating a baby dad. Do I run, sis? Yes. First time dating a baby dad. Do I run, sis? Yes. Actually, there was more to that one. Let me find it. I asked, how old is the baby and the daddy? And how long have they been broken up? She said, the baby turned 1 this month, March, and I think they broke up around September 2024. The daddy is 28. Leave him. Leave him. September was 6 months ago. I only know that so certainly because that's when I got married. Leave the man. If the baby, I'm going to give you a rule of thumb. If the baby is under 7 years old, I would not date the daddy. If the baby is under 7 years old, I would not date the daddy. The daddy's also 28. This is when the brain in the man starts trying to find somebody to grab and hanker in to be wed to. Now, the daddy kind of just met you, so who's the superior option and who already has his kid? The mommy. The mommy. So it's very easy and plausible to get back with the mommy and get married and then in 3 years get divorced. But that's no skin off the game because that's the baby's mom. You know what I mean? The baby is too young. It's been 6 months. They haven't had a chance to co-parent, do the nasty a few times on a secretive tip. It's just so many processes that need to happen. They need to get back together and then they need to hate each other again or stay together. You know what I mean? But I would remove myself from the situation. It's too fresh. It's too fresh. I have never dated anybody that had a kid. I'm not really a fan of the whole kid thing though. Like that was never, like I was never going to be the person that was going to play a stepmom, because I don't even think I want to be a mom. So me being a stepmom would not have worked for me, because I don't have that maternal thing in me, or it hasn't activated yet. I don't know. So I've never done that. That was never my twist. That was never my situation, because I know that your wee works. It can get people pregnant. I'm staying away, because that's a fear of mine that genuinely scares me at night. I go to sleep. I'd be like, oh my God, this is such a good dream. And then I'd be like holding a baby and I'd be like, ah, it's a nightmare. So that's what I would say. I would say run fast. Put on your good sneakers and run. How do I tell a man that I want a relationship even though we're only friends? We're only supposed to be friends with benefits. Guess what like I told the other young lady, you send a text and say, do you want to be with me? Yes or no. Check the box. Yes for you want to be with me? No, you don't want to be with me. And you text it to him. And if he's like, well, why are we only supposed to be friends with benefits, blah, blah, then you send it again. You don't even engage. You send the message again. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no. If he checks back yes, congratulations, you're in a relationship. If he checks back no, you say deuces and you leave him and block him. You just be very direct, and they'll either fall in line or you get a new man. It's very simple. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. You tell a man what to do, plus they do it, equals a happy life. Done. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. We're going to go to our final question now, because I feel like this video is going to be 30 million gajillion years old and my camera is about to die. And that's me keeping it raw and real. Long distance, 2 hours. We matched on Hinge in February 2024. We have been talking for over a year, but didn't get serious until July-ish. We stopped talking in September, but then my birthday came up November. And just like a man, he did a wraparound. But he did buy me a birthday gift. In December, I had sex with him for the first time and noticed he was on Hinge around this time. He's a 28-year-old Nigerian med student. I have a lot of compiled evidence of stuff he's posted that's made me feel disrespected, and we have tickets for a Bucks game at the end of March. So, like, I want to dead it that day. It's like so much that has happened in the last year of me knowing this man that is actually insane. And the only person who knows the truth is my best friend of 17 years, and he's not playing with me. He wants me to leave this man alone for real, because he knows how much it hurts me and makes me sad. And I only want to end it because I feel like he thinks I'm stupid, which pisses me off more than the idea of him talking to other women, because I've never been dumb. Guess what? You're going to get the tickets, and you're going to take your best friend, and you're going to tell that man that you never want to talk to him again. Hello? You don't need evidence, because guess what? The thing about it is, men are going to gaslight you. You could literally have a picture of them inserting themselves inside of another woman, and they will try to be like, oh, I was only giving her a pap smear because I'm a med student and I study gynecology for free. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You're actually in school to be a dentist. So what are you talking about gynecology for? It doesn't matter about the evidence. What you're going to say is, literally, and this will hurt his ego more than anything, you're going to be like, hey, I've been thinking about it, and I just don't think that this is going to work out. I think that we're on 2 different wavelengths, and you're just not the right partner for me. I deserve somebody that is better than you, basically. You can word it a little jazzier, but that would hurt his ego even more, because not only are you showing I'm not dumb, you're showing I don't need you. Bye. Literally. You could literally be like, hopefully you have the tickets. And then you're just going to disappear for a few days. Don't respond to anything. No calls, no texts, no DMs, no anything. Just live your life. Post a fire selfie on your story. Live your life. Like, do everything. Disappear for a few days. And if you have the tickets, be like, hey, I thought about it and this isn't going to work for me anymore. That's it. You could literally leave it there, and then he'll be like, whatever. And you just leave it there and don't entertain anything. Let me know how that works for you. Anyways, guys, this was really fun. These were a very range of answers. I was very into it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for even submitting to this strange Philly girl with this crazy accent and big old tickle bitties. I love each and every one of you so much. And there will be more of these in the future. Anyways, love you. See you in my next video. Bye.